about 10 minutes.
Thanks, Riley. A man accused of attempting to molest children granted bond today. 26-year-old Corey Adams was a custodian at Terrace Manor Elementary School when he allegedly tried to meet up with an 11-year-old girl. I was in court today when a judge set Adams' bond at $15,000. The conditions of his bond are that he has to stay away from the victim, wear a GPS monitor, and stay with family. From behind a computer screen, Adams watched as the state gave their account of what happened. Adams began messaging the 11-year-old girl on TikTok. That's when the victim's father found the messages and took over messaging Adams. The father told Adams to meet at her house because her parents were out of town. Adams agreed and then showed up. That's when the victim's father was there waiting for him. The father detained Adams until deputies later arrived. The victim's advocate was there for the family today, where she read a letter from the 11-year-old victim. This is why she thought Corey Adams shouldn't have received bond today.
I hope that he gets what he deserves and that this never happens again, and this is a real life lesson for him. I hope that if the same thing happened to other girls around my age, that he would be locked up for people like him. And I felt like I'm not the only one he's been talking to like this. I also feel like he was comfortable talking to me a lot in that way.
Now again, Adams was granted a $15,000 bond today. Coming up tonight, all new on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll have more from today's bond hearing and other big cases in court. And more than 40 years after Betty Jo Lackey was murdered in Augusta, the key suspect in her death is now denied bond. Today, a Richmond County judge decided that 58-year-old Jeffrey Mickens will stay in jail while this cold case investigation continues. Mickens is accused of murdering Lackey during an armed robbery on Wrightsboro Road. And a former Richmond County deputy jailer also denied bond today. Joseph Clark is accused of misconduct at the Charles B. Webster Detention Center. This revolving around possible sexual misconduct in an interview room with a public defender's office employee. Clark is charged with criminal attempt, aggravated sodomy, false imprisonment, sexual battery, and violation of oath by a public officer. Atlanta is one of the big cities for actors who are now joining the writer's strike. Our Abby Casoris looks at how actors in Atlanta are reacting.
It's hard for members of the Actors Guild. They say they're feeling some mixed emotions. They're going to miss their careers and getting to see themselves on the big screen. On the other hand, they say making a stand right now is important. So they're looking for part-time jobs to pay the bills until the strike is over.
Tales of the Walking Dead, I was stand-in for Parker Posey.
Jennifer McCormick is a stand-in stunt actor and 7-year member of the Screen Actors Guild.
And this is the gaffer's tape. So when you stand in, they put your name and the character's name on it.
Westerns, period pieces, and a role in a Tyler Perry film. She's one of the Georgians joining screenwriters in a massive strike.
You know, you see a lot of fear. You know, is this going to work out? How is it going to work out for us? I'm definitely going to have to go out and get a side job for now until everything starts to come back.
The Writers Guild is looking for a new contract with studios. They're asking for residual payments, wage increases, and protections against artificial intelligence after the industry shifted to digital streaming. SAG-AFTRA president and actress Fran Drescher speaking passionately about the money working actors are missing out on.
Streaming and AI and digital is so prevalent in the industry, it has disemboweled the industry that we once knew.
Couple Drew Waters and Aaron Buffet are members of the Screen Actors Guild. Listening to Drescher's speech, they say by standing up for the industry, she inspires them to hold on.
We as actors deserve, because we're struggling actors, we need to be kept up with the times, because if not, we're going to be starving even more.
They feel like actors will learn to pivot, maybe do voiceover work to sustain themselves until the strike ultimately ends.
For actors to say now, we will actively choose not to be in our favorite place to be, doing our favorite thing to do, because all of that hard work to get there, that's the reward, and when the reward is insulting, then it needs to be addressed.
Dozens of movies were filming here, but now much of our $4 billion movie industry here in Georgia is at a halt. The only thing filming right now is reality television. In Marietta, I'm Abby Casoris.
Thanks, Abby. Today, Costa Farms in Trenton held its 18th annual Costa Layman International Health Fair outreach. Farm workers from the 3-farm area around Costa Farm got to get a health checkup there. All of this was run by the students and faculty from Augusta University's College of Nursing. This program making sure that farm workers in rural areas get the health care that they need.
Our health fair focuses on general health screenings such as blood pressure screenings. We also have an interdisciplinary perspective here. So we have nutritionists here, we have skin cancer screenings, we have physical therapists, respiratory therapists. So really the whole comprehensive approach to a health fair and health screenings and the referral process for follow-up care.
This program also making sure that students get to know the kinds of issues people in our local communities are facing. A new recycling plant in North Augusta causing some change for the community. What it means for you and your family coming up next. Riley?
And we have the chance for a few storms lasting through midnight tonight, but a better opportunity to see some wet weather heading into tomorrow. We'll have that full forecast next.
Time and temp.
Tastes as fresh as it gets. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Well, the heat isn't just sizzling us here in the U.S. In Greece, the Acropolis of Athens had to be closed because of the heat wave as well. The triple-digit temps there making it dangerous for tourists. One woman needed medical help as she was touring the site today. Temps topped out near 107 degrees last night. I don't think anyone's enjoying tourist trips or going shopping outside even with this heat wave, Riley.
That's hot stuff on the Mediterranean. I'm not 100% confident of how much their climate kind of supports this, but I don't usually hear of 100-plus degree temperatures over in Greece. So
that
that's
cannot
some pretty crazy stuff.
That cannot be enjoyable being there in the direct sunlight with 107 degrees, whether it's dry heat or humid heat there.
Absolutely. And really, most of the southern U.S. is dealing with a lot of heat alerts starting from Louisiana all the way to California and all the way up actually into Utah, believe it or not, in the next couple of days. We're going to stay just below heat advisory criteria, but still very hot and humid bath water this time of year up at the lake. Next week, upper 90s, so those lake temps actually could hit 90 next week, but relatively low storm chances next Monday through Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Riley. There are some changes coming to North Augusta's recycling facility, including new tote bags for the recyclables. Our Audrey Dickherber gives us a new look.
A fire in 2021 destroyed this building, making it difficult for employees to have to separate trash and recycling without the proper equipment. That meant that employees were having to separate trash and recycling from piles like this by hand. What used to be a one-stop shop is now a place for just recycling.
Previously, we would accept mixed trash and recyclables, and it was difficult to recover recyclables.
The new equipment makes the employees' lives easier and is also better for the environment.
A lot of hard work, extra work to do, but now it's less, it's more safer, and it's more cleaner.
North Augusta will be dropping off plastic bins at homes starting July 31st.
That's where they'll put their recyclables, and then they'll put their trash in their roll cart.
But not every town recycles.
I live in New Ellington, South Carolina, just south of Aiken, and New Ellington recently, within the last year, stopped recycling because they had low compliance.
He fills up multiple bins within a few weeks. So one bin in North Augusta could be easier to fill than you'd think.
One bin might not cut it. I think people would be surprised if they started recycling. They'd be kind of proud at how much they could recycle it.
But no matter the distance, he says it's worth it to help the earth. The first week of curbside recycling pickup with the new totes will be August 14th. People will start receiving those pickups every other week. Audrey Dickherber, on your side.
And while deliveries start on the 31st, it will take some time to get them to everyone, so you might not get yours on that exact date. Well, if you have an iPhone, there's new software that changes many things you use every day. Coming up, what you need to know about iOS 17.
First Alert Race.
Make this the summer event.
New Jeep Compass, $399 a month lease in Waynesboro.
Shop more Jeeps in minutes than anywhere else.
It's a short drive on Highway 25.
Shop GoodToGoWaynesboro.com to save time and money. Come to
Two free strips of our new premium Make It for limited time. Make this the summer event in Waynesboro.
Payments to fit your budget.
Up to $9,500 off new Gladiator Rubicons.
Big city selection with hometown prices.
Good to go. Waynesboro.com.
Would you settle for an ice?
Well, if you've got an iPhone, you can download a new operating system that will change many of the things that you use every single day. iOS 17 is now available to the brave souls who are willing to try that out early. Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker takes a look.
iOS 17 is now available for you to download on an iPhone, but this is the beta version, meaning everyone who uses it is helping Apple find the bugs or the problems before Apple releases it to the public this fall. Now, to be part of this beta program, you just go to this website on your phone, agree to be part of the program, and confirm you know the risk. But the question is, should you download this beta version or just wait a few months to the fall after Apple finds and fixes all the bugs and problems?
iOS 17 has some features you may want, including new emoji, these contact posters, which are pretty cool. These are going to pop up on the screen when you call someone or they call you. There's FaceTime voicemail. If you can't answer a FaceTime call, they can leave you a video message. Standby may be the most helpful. It turns your phone into a bedside alarm clock when you put it on charge in the horizontal position. It displays the clock, the calendar, and other widgets. And when the lights go off, it turns on night mode. Pretty cool. And live voicemail. If someone leaves a message when you can't answer, you can see a real-time transcription of their message so you can decide whether you want to send it to voicemail or answer the phone.
So it is tempting, but be aware, if you do download iOS 17 beta, you probably will run into some problems. Some apps may not work, the phone may not be as fast, and the battery may drain faster. But if you can't wait until mid-September or so, back up your phone before you install the update, just in case something goes wrong. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
And the new iOS 17 beta is also out for the iPad, Apple Watch, and Mac computers. Every time the jackpot gets this high, my hands start itching. Maybe it's finally my or your time to hit it big. The Powerball jackpot is $875 million, the third largest in history. The Mega Millions, not too shabby either. It's sitting at $560 million. Plenty of people are already dreaming of what they would do with that money.
The first step is to not tell anyone. I know we've all seen these movies and anecdotes of, lottery winners jumping for, the sky and running around and telling everyone and quitting their job. Don't do that. Take a step back. Think about how you're really going to receive this money.
I am immediately taking the lump sum, all of that money, telling every single person that I know, hopping on a boat and going to the Caribbean. That is exactly what I'm going to do with that money if I would win it. Probably not going to happen, so I'm still going to be here, unfortunately. Well, youth sports camps have the power to inspire the next generation of athletes. News 12 sports director Dan Booth live for us. He stopped by Fort Gordon to catch up with an Atlanta Falcon who came to Augusta to share his love for football. Dan.
Will, Falcons running back Tyler Algier ran for over 1,000 yards during his rookie season with the Falcons, and what better way to give back to his fans and his new community than hosting a youth football camp right here in Augusta for military families. Kids of all ages hit the grass at Fort Gordon, enjoying the day by learning a thing or two about the game of football from a pro running back and a group of experienced coaches. Camps like this are near and dear to Tyler Algier because his grandfather served in the Navy, giving him a special connection to the U.S. Armed Forces. Algier says he's proud of using his platform to give back to the next generation in a fun way like this.
It's game-changing, to be honest. I think as a kid, you look up to these stars, and then boom, and then as me doing it, it's just making all these kids smile, and right when I came in, all the kids were screaming, ah, and I was like, wow, it's crazy, because just making their day, that's the biggest thing.
Between the route running, the games, the competitions, and all the Falcons gear being given away, these kids that I spoke with said they were having a blast. Tune in tonight at 11 for the full story on everything that went on at Fort Gordon. I promise you, you're not going to want to miss it.
All right, good stuff. Looking forward to that, Dan. We are expecting hot temps the next couple of days, but getting hotter as we roll into next week. Now look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
Ashley's bringing...
The Savannah Bananas now have a bobblehead. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum just unveiled its limited edition bobblehead of Split. That's the Savannah Banana mascot. Split, the bobblehead, stands on a banana-shaped base there. He's also wearing his trademark sunglasses with a yellow jersey and a cape, so pretty cool. I thought it was corn at first, I'm not going to lie, but that's pretty cool there. Got to get yourself one of those, Riley.
That is, Split's a great mascot, and if you've never been to the Savannah Bananas, definitely worth checking out. I believe they're on a countrywide tour going on right now. They're going all across the country, so pretty cool stuff there. Hey, we are looking at a tiny little downpour